Ian Hosek, welcome back to the program. Saw this announcement the other day, got really excited, so I reached out to you right away. You were on vacation. What was the big announcement?
We are having a USAOCR National Championship in October this year.
Okay, USAOCR National Championship. We haven't had one since, when's the last time we had one?
I don't know. It was an entirely different organization, so I don't actually know when that was. I've never done.
I wasn't even referring to the now defunct old USAOCR. I was talking about the adventure USAOCR, which happened in Texas one year.
Yeah, that's been even longer.
18, maybe 2018.
Oh, I would say longer than that. I don't know.
It's been a very long time. We've had Spartan puts on the North American and now called Pan American Championships, but we haven't had a USA only championship in many, many years. So why don't you tell us what you can about it, how it came to be, where it's going to be? It's north of me. It's a couple hours north of me, which means I could probably make it.
Super close to Atlanta and very accessible. A lot of good airports nearby, which is one of our driving factors for having it in that area, which is great.
It wasn't that you were really hoping I would go. It was shit. Matt will be there. We should probably do it there.
You know, Matt is the sole reason we make any of our decisions, is just thinking very much about how we can get ORM. And
so let's talk about the inception of this event is it Blairsville, Georgia? Give me the town again.
Oh God, I have to pull it up.
Okay, I'll pull it up while we're talking. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's very common for national governing bodies to have national championships. You look at triathlon, you look at track and field, they have different options. They have different versions of it, but it's very common. So this is an actual federated national championship. And it's going to be a factor for selecting the national team for 2025. So the USAOCR national team, which it goes and competes internationally at World Obstacle events or other Pan Am events, representing the U.S., as well as just helping promote the sport and grow it, as well as provide another race for elites to get prize money, as well as just a fun race for everyone in the community. And it's something that we have on our 5-year plan as a national governing body. And this year was kicking it off with year 1.
So it is exciting that it's happening, but it is coming up quick. And by the way, it's Dalton, Georgia, at a place called Rocky Face Ridge Park. We'll dig more into that place shortly. Dalton, Georgia is famous for many carpets.
They are the carpet capital of the U.S.
But why? Like, how did this kind of come to be? Because again, like, I'm happy we're having one, but also it's tough to get a lot of buy-in in a short window.
Yeah, absolutely. It did happen fast. I mean, we're still a new organization, so getting these contacts and figuring out what the system looks like and like learning ourselves along the way. We, as a competitions committee, once we decided that we were going to have it, we were also looking at partnering with certain race brands. We reached out to a race brand. They declined wanting to work with us. And then we had like a list that we voted on in the committee and ranked them. And Phoenix Race, which is who we're partnering with, as the lead course designer, as well as leading most of the race itself, minus rules and what we're looking for with obstacles, was chosen, and they agreed. And then USAOCR has come to a nice contract with them, and everyone's happy. We're all very excited about it. Phoenix Race, I've never done one myself, but everyone I've talked to about them has had really good experiences, and a very well put on race. With that being said, we are also bringing in other race brands to help add obstacles to it, much like the old OCRWC used to do. Adventure OCRWC. And that's just so we have more like challenging rigs, and it's more on the higher level of competition. This is for competitive age group athletes and elites. We're obviously, anyone is welcome, and we want anyone to come out and have fun. However, it is going to be like a national championship level race, similar to what we've seen in Spartan in the past, where some of their higher profile races, such as the series or the national championships or world championships, would have a higher level of difficulty of obstacles. But we haven't seen that be the case more recently in the past few years. But that is what we're looking to do with this race.
Quick side note, OCRWC / Spartan World Championships in Mammoth, they do have the old Adventure kit. So there will be, at least for the relatively near future, some of those obstacles. Now, one day, will it just be all Spartan? Maybe. But for now, they've definitely got the kit. They've got the Valkyrie and a couple of the other things.
Yeah. And they have, I mean, last year's event was pretty much, besides like some of the management side of things, it was still almost all the same.
Didn't you win it or something?
I got second. I had a good weekend. It was a good weekend, but it's all like the same obstacles that they've had in the past.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to because you said used to be. So, but I get what you're saying is like, this will be, hey, let's all raise the barn together. Let's get our obstacles. Let's get the companies together. Let's build this thing together.
Yeah, absolutely. What I meant with used to be is previously, when it was more East Coast based, they would actually have race brands bring obstacles in the old days.
Right.
They eventually purchased them from the race brands. Is how it worked.
Right.
Now
exactly.
Now they have everything.
Right. So I'm looking at the website. You will have 3K Pro, 3K age group, 15K Pro, 15K age group. You can buy them both for a combo. And then there's a 5K open run on Saturday. So that makes me feel like, do I have to qualify for the other ones, or just 5K is just for anybody who wants to come if I'm maybe the spouse or a family member of an elite athlete, but not ready to take on the elite course?
Exactly. And we want everyone to come out, even if they're not like top end athletes. We're looking for anyone who enjoys OCR, but you do not need to qualify for elite or age group. It's not gated.
Okay. Maybe at some point in the future it might be, as this thing grows.
Yeah. I mean, this is year one. There definitely will be additional iterations in the future. Gated corrals is definitely a possibility.
So the big question, the thing that jumped out at me, I would have gotten the phone with you anyway, but the thing that jumped out at me, it said thousands in prize money. So yes, let's talk about what that means.
So right now we have numbers that we have in mind, and we're not publishing anything because we don't have those funds yet. We have it is going to be based on race registrations, as well as sponsors we're in discussions with. And we are also hoping to utilize our relationship with USA Pentathlon Multisport this year and see what they can do. Oh, that's fun, Matt.
Right? StreamYard.
Yes. But we don't want to make promises we can't keep is the biggest thing. We want to be very clear when we have the numbers and we have the prize money, what that's going to look like. For the pros, it will be very worth your time to attend. And we are going to be paying out top 5.
Top 5?
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me get this thing back up. I didn't want the scrolling. I want it just to sit there for a minute. Show. There we go.
Oh, wow.
That's what's on the website.
Yes.
And what was in the post by OCR Buddy. For 3K, 15K teams. There is no teams. There's no teams. So just pro men, women, 3K and 15K top 5.
Correct.
I like just going heavy on the top 3. I like just fucking pile that money on top. Pays to be a winner.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily grow the sport I mean, this is a whole other conversation we can have. I would argue you saw a much higher level of competition when they would pay deeper prize pools in races previously. And instead of just like the same 2 to 3 people winning everything.
Ian Hosek, for example, who cleaned up. Ian Hosek, Rylan Shadegg, who cleaned up in Mammoth, right?
I mean, I appreciate prize money when I win it, but I've been in other situations when I don't win it, and I gotten fourth and fifth.
Right.
So
I know. I know Julie from Phoenix Races. I don't know if I've done one or I've done one in a previous iteration, or just I know it hasn't been in a long time, because they do put on a lot of races in this region, and the people that show up do love them. And I would say they are one of the last remaining, regional race companies. There used to be a lot more. We use the word mom and pop not in a derogatory way, but in a, hey, it's not Spartan kind of a way. That you show up, you pay your money, smaller brand, you have a good time, you hang out with your friends all day, and just do the thing that we do at OCR. And they're one of the last remaining ones, because she's probably the only one that I even know of that's like acquiring brands. Like a couple of, she had 2 or 3, and then she's like, oh, here's one that's about to go away, I think I'll snag that one, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're very excited to work with them. Julie's been great. She's part of USAOCR, and she's also kind of the race director for Phoenix Races. And the venue we're also very excited for. When they went and scoped it out, it's going to be, it's got nice terrain. It's got good spots for obstacles. It's got some elevation, but not crazy amounts. It's not at altitude. It's really close to easily accessible airports, and you don't have to drive hours and hours and hours to get there. As well as the county and city itself is really excited for us to be there. So there's a lot of support behind it, which is fantastic.
Let's go to the Google Maps. What do you think?
I think Google Maps, I use it many times a day.
Me too. So let's go full screen. Okay. Here's Crow Valley. Sorry, Crow Valley. So there's a Chattanooga airport, I'm guessing, as well. Probably not as many flights going there.
Not as many, but it definitely has.
So that's a quick, get driving directions. That's a quick 30-minute drive. From Hartsfield, Jackson International Airport, which I'm about 10 minutes from, it's an hour. So there's 2 things here. This is the traffic way, and this is the no traffic way. So it looks like hour 44, depending on when you get in. But Atlanta, honestly, unless you get in right at 5 o'clock at night, is not that bad. So if you're going to fly in Friday for the race, I would get there earlier in the day. That's actually a good question. What days will the races be on?
Saturday and Sunday.
So there's no Friday race.
There's no Friday race.
All right, cool. So get in Friday, try to land or drive over. What else was I going to ask you about the spot? Let's go back to my map. Hang on. What the heck? Exit full screen. Sorry.
I still see it full screen, Matt.
I know. I'm trying to just get up here. I'm trying to get up here and look at this place. Do you get to go down for a site visit? It's just a long way for you.
I probably won't go until race weekend, or I'll probably go out a little bit early and help with build and everything else. But yeah, that's what I've seen for the photos as well. I haven't seen that one with fish or mountain biking, but the trails look great.
Yeah, if they're biking on them, they're probably pretty good biking trails. If you got some, I don't know why people just take pictures of their bike, but okay.
Yeah, and I think we have there's a fair amount of freedom with this venue. Like, it's not like go wherever the heck we want, but it's not completely limited. It's not like a endangered species reserve, as far as I know.
Right. Yeah, dude, this looks pretty cool. Do we have the elevation layout of the spot?
There, I think, is a large mountain, or not large mountain, but there's kind of a hill in the middle. You could do terrain view if you zoomed out.
Do you see where you are?
We're right there.
We're right there.
We're right there.
Terrain view. Hang on. Is that over here? Nope.
Bottom left on layers.
Oh, there we go. Let's layer that fucker. Terrain.
So a nice ridge,
Right.
which it is the Rocky Face Ridge Park. And I think the venue is on that left side along that ridge. So there's a flat. Obviously, you can do some traversing around the left side.
Ooh, close up. Look at this. Here we go. Close hotels. Better book these things now. Little Quality Inn, little Econo Lodge.
Yeah, and even if you looked up from Chattanooga, it's still only 30 minutes, so you could stay in Chattanooga if you wanted.
If you wanted to stay in like a bigger whatever. Let's see.
Yeah.
How many
There's a lot of accessible options.
How many Waffle Houses are nearby? Let's look that up.
They'll be open.
Look at that. They'll definitely be open, and it's right there.
Yeah.
So you can get your breakfast there. You want to go on a racetrack and get your what do you call those things?
Burritos.
Those disgusting things you put on the spinner, right? What do you call it?
I live in rural Idaho. I don't.
Oh, look at this. Walmart.
We don't even have a Waffle House.
If you forget some stuff, there's a Walmart nearby. There's an Academy Sports nearby. Now, I bet the sushi here is amazing. I always say that if the sushi is within 3 hours from the ocean, it's probably decent.
It's hibachi too, so it's not just sushi. You get a little excitement with it as well.
I mean, what did we have when we went to that Savage race? Do we have sushi? What did we have? We went to someplace nice. I'm putting air quotes because it wasn't fast food.
I wouldn't say nice. We had Italian.
Yeah, it wasn't fast food. That's what I remember.
Yeah, we had
not
Italian.
Fast food.
And I don't know why I know that in my head. And I can picture the restaurant.
Was it a Carrabba's? Maybe.
I thought it was a non-chain.
I can't remember. Leon will remember. Leon, if you're listening, hey, I just talked to the Euro OCR people, by the way.
Oh, nice. Which ones? Like Euro Federation or a specific national governing body?
The Italians, Stefano and Moro, and another woman who's in charge, I guess, of the 100-meter. And they're also about to release. They said they're going to have prize money that they're going to release soon.
Nice. That's great.
What is your, besides helping with this race, what is your OCR schedule for the rest of the year? Are you going to Big Bear? There's money in the game again.
I hear that, and not just series money. I am looking at going to Utah, and then we'll be applying for the USAOCR national team, which applications are due by the end of this month. So there's still time for everyone to apply.
We will put this out right away then. So people, end of this month, like is in a week?
Yes. And we have been letting people know continually while it's been happening. You can go on to usaocr.org to see the details and the point series for that. This year is a similar point series to last year. It's not the exact same, but go on there, check it out. April 30th is when the application deadline is. And that's mainly for Costa Rica in August with World Obstacle.
So you are applying. Who's on the board? Who's going to approve you?
Not myself. And that's why we have a point series that looks at race placement and specific points for target races. Bigger profile races are worth more points. There is a athlete committee that is in charge of the national team.
You sent, I want to say 20 folks over last year to World Obstacle.
Oh, more than that. I want
30?
Maybe 20 to 30.
My point is that whatever you're dropping is really loud. That pen or pencil that you're dropping nervously or just out of habit is really loud. You're welcome. I would assume that with a this side of the world championship, USA might be sending a lot more athletes this year.
Yeah, that's the hope. Also, this year, World Obstacle has decided to not gate the age group division. So if you want to go compete on the national team and you've done like an OCR race and you know what OCR is, you can go represent USAOCR and the US in Costa Rica on the age group team without.
I don't think people knew that. They should know. People should know that. So anybody can go. It's like a journeyman practically.
Yes, but we are like, you can't just have never done an OCR race before. Like you have to have maybe done some. and no one
Right. No,
knows
but
the
I hear
rest
what
of
you're
the
I hear
board.
what you're saying though. Right.
Yeah. It is not gated. The elite is still gated. And that's 5 individuals per team, per distance, per gender.
I know that it's not your area of expertise. It's not your foray, but do you know much about this year's event coming up in Costa Rica?
Yeah, I mean, the information I have is all the public information. It is the 3K is in one of their national stadiums, which actually looks pretty cool. And the 15K takes place on a coffee bean farm a little ways out of the city.
All right, cool. Anything else about
That's
about
that's all I got for that one.
anything else on USOCR? Anything else on USOCR before we?
No, I mean, I'm just really excited that we're able to put this together. We're putting a lot of effort in, obviously. And with the joint races getting involved, it's going to be a very high level race. Good production. You obviously have experience with Phoenix race as well as individuals you've spoken to. Julie's great. And we're just really looking forward to putting something out for the community that they can enjoy. And keep progressing along as a national governing body.